Hello, vintage outboard motor fans. This is T-Mike here in South Louisiana, making another video today. Today's video is going to be on the Florida motor. It's a 1968 9.5 horsepower Johnson that was brought to me by some very nice people from Florida, David and Lily. Here they are. So David did a restore on this Johnson motor. He loves them, uses them on his sailboats out in Florida all his life, and he picked this one up in Oregon and was doing the restore on it. Got it running, did a really nice job on the carb, did some rewiring on the kill switch. Said it runs pretty good in the barrel, but when he took the gear case off to change the impeller, which he has done, the water tube came out with the gear case. So when you pull this gear case out, the tube has got so many contours in it, it's supposed to stay inside the lower unit, and it didn't. So there's a case between here and the power head. This has to go through the boot, the grommet boot where the shift rod is, and then it also has to seat up in here underneath the power head. And we can't quite get it to find it. So I'm gonna have to take it apart, take this housing off, take this section off, thread the water tube into both sections and put it back in and fix it for him. There, drove through here on the way to Kansas for a birthday party for David's 90-year-old mom, and gonna be back through here in a week, so I gotta get this done for David and Lily. The Florida motor water tube project has begun. If everybody's ready, here we go. Okay, so I'm removing this half of the outboard. You gotta remove, of course, the bolt right here. They got screws up under here, a screw right there, a screw right there. You gotta get on this side and remove all these screws. There's about 16 pieces. You gotta remove the bracket here holding that. You gotta remove the throttle from here. You gotta remove the rack and link from here. About 16 different pieces to remove this half, but look what happens. Boom. There it is. Got this half off. Put it down. Now, this is the chamber right here. I actually have another one right here. Same part, so you can see the tube goes up through that hole, those holes down there, and inserts into the power head. So my goal is going to be to take these bolts off all the way around it, remove this enough where we can rethread the water tube through both ends and make sure it goes into the right spot in the power head. We'll see how that goes. Complicated engine to take apart and put back together, but we'll make it happen. All right, so after much wrench turning and prying, I finally got the power head out so I can get into this exhaust chamber. Broke a piece of the cleavage here. I have that spare part, and had a stuck bolt on a rubber mount that was holding it into this half of the housing that I had to break out. So this half of the housing will have to be replaced. This project is growing bigger and bigger all the time, but we'll get it. Okay, David, here's an update on your motor. So the plan was to take the power head off by removing the side cover and getting into this chamber here to find out why how to get the water tube through it. Well, in order to get the power head off, I had to remove some bolts on both sides, and you had a stuck bolt, so I've damaged this half, so that's got to be replaced. While you were here with us, Matthew unscrewed some screws inside here and broke that, so this piece has got to be replaced, and all the parts moved around. Kind of a complicated process, so I came up with a plan. I grabbed one of my other spares here, checked the compression on it, and it's 70/70, just like yours. So I'm proposing that we strip down this model except for the power head and that chamber, and we move all your rebuilt parts, your flywheel, magneto, carburetor, gear case, and put all that on it, and it becomes your motor except for the power head and the exhaust chamber. And I'll give it a paint job and make it look just like your motor. So for labor wise for me and time wise, it's easier and better to do that, and I think you'll get a better product out of it. So if you approve for that, all right, I got the approval from David and Patty to make one motor out of these two. So I'm going to strip down this motor and put on the magneto, carburetor, fuel filter, all the good parts. I'll end up also putting the rebuilt lower unit on this motor. So the great thing about this is a Johnson and that's an Evinrude. So we're combining the Johnson and the Evinrudes, which are completely compatible except for decals, and we're gonna make this motor named JohnnyRude, because it took the Johnson parts and added it to an Evinrude, and it'll be forever named JohnnyRude motor. It does have the Evinrude, so it'll have the Evinrude plate on the front with the Johnson decals and the Johnson green color. That'll be the Johnson part of it. The Evinrude part of it will be the inner workings, the power head and crank case. So we'll see how this JohnnyRude motor goes together. Okay, I got JohnnyRude stripped down, and I put David's fuel installer on it. Works great. I think I'm gonna do the fuel lines now. I'm gonna take off the old fuel filter and put David's newer fuel filter on it. Fuel pump. Here we go with that. All right, I got the fuel pump on, changed the fuel line. Now I'm gonna put the carb on and connect the fuel line to it. Okay, I got the carb installed with the fuel line to the fuel pump. Now I'm gonna put the magneto on. Here we go. Okay, I got the magneto on, hooked up the kill switch wires. Now I'm gonna put the flywheel on and check for spark, and then I'll plug up the gas and see if we get a runner. Here we go. Well, I had spark, and I put it all together, put some fuel to it, and guess what happened? The JohnnyRude is a runner, and it's pumping water. Cool. I still got to take the gear case off and pressure test it, change the oil, the impeller. That's the original gear case. I might put gear case in there. We'll see. But anyway, it's been an exciting 2 days of working on this motor to get it to run like this. And it is a runner. So hope y'all enjoyed the video. See y'all next time. Hope you enjoyed the video. Here at T Mike's Vintage Outboards, we're doing it one motor at a time. Please click on subscribe. I guarantee to provide weekly videos. Thank you very much. Au revoir mes amis, and laissez les bon temps rouler. Aïe!